I stream daily, almost daily on twitch.tv/canister_mtg, so be sure to visit that if you would like to catch some of my live content. Welcome Twitch chatters to the Cani stream. Today we'll be playing an Amulet Naga. We are playing... Well, I titled it Monkey Business. The reason for that is simple. There is a monkey in my sideboard. That's it. Kahira the Orphan Guard to kick things off.
He's a phenomenal control player.
10 months Mr. Kaniki PLS test today's Amulet-less Trudge Titan from Spike.
Amulet-less Titan from Spike. I mean, it's an Amulet deck, not a Titan deck, so... Amulet-less Titan is not Titan, basically. This hand looks okay against... Kahira. I'll keep. It's a bit of a bad hand, but we can just make constructs. Maybe it's the land destruction deck, then I think the hand is fine. Spelunking is really good against them. What makes this monkey? I guess... Yeah, it is an ape, not a monkey. The difference between apes and monkeys is that apes have no tail and monkeys have tail. Dedicated Tofukam. Oh, he's getting angry. But I'm trying to perform it. Oh, is that really the difference? I'm not sure if that is the difference, but that is a difference. Like monkeys have tails and apes do not. There's probably more than that. I'm sure there's over 10 gorillas in Magic. Those Polish have separate words for monkey and ape. Like, you can differentiate between them. They have... I guess, is chimpanzee małpa? I guess it's not, right? To będzie po prostu naczelny, tak? Primate. It's not quite the same word. Why did you not use the Amulet of Vigor to cast it this game? Cast what? My gorilla? It's in my sideboard.
He's a phenomenal control player.
I am going to haunt your stream for all eternity. You did not sign my Amuletos frown.
Did you come up to me to sign your Amuletos? Yeah, I'm trying to play around draft. I often just play out my Amulet against control and I get punished for that, so I decided to not play it out this time. Oh yeah. That's because Jendrik stole my pen. Should have came up again next day. But yeah, I'm very sorry. Teaspoon Jendrik, yeah. I don't know, this is very good, but I guess they might struggle against the constructs. Maybe they just don't have the Wrath of the Skies in their hand instantly. Kinda were incentivized to cast it in last turn. They might just be unable to spend their mana entirely now. We had dinner with one of my Brussels teammates, he was fun, Alan. He's a fun guy. Okay, seems like they don't have Wrath. I'll play the Amulet and Spelunking now then. Okay. This is not ideal, but Like, I'm very slow, but I guess we're attacking my opponent for 4. Because they could just hardcast Solitude next turn the way this game is going. I am not coming to Buenos Aires. Plus. Made Cafe. Well, I'm simply not coming to Buenos Aires. I'm sorry. I attack the Time Traveler. Next turn I have Titan Mana. Well, I'm not coming to Buenos Aires. I don't know what part of that did you not understand. Well, if opponent bounces a token, then they lose Teferi. Seems like they didn't want to lose Teferi. When has March of Otherworldly Light and another card in hand. What do I want? I'm not sure if I want 2 Saga. It's probably 1 Saga and 1 something else. 1 Saga just dies to March. No, that's fine. Like, the March targets my construct token. They don't March my Saga. Maybe I want Hanweir. Could be. Like, I'm not short for threats this game, which is also like why I don't care about that. Like, I don't need the constructs. What happens if I get hit by Days Undoing though? Then the Sagas are probably the best. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be 2 Sagas. I think I don't care if I get hit by Wrath of the Skies. Narser, Partner of Whales. Why are these stupid control decks so popular in Modern right now? It's because some people like playing them. And it's a bad matchup, so my MTGO just tries to pair me against them more often so that I spend more money in the store.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Can I love?
I kind of did not notice that they could have done that. Not much of a problem though. Raw command, yes, the Fulag is definitely very prone to eating flowers and various plants. Iris. It's game 1. Yeah, it's pretty stupid for them to just eat flowers and then just die because of that. So I just don't have plants in the house. I only have plants. We only have plants in the bedroom, which is closed off to animals. These Urza Saga constructs set me up for this entire game. Should we bring Guerrilla Gorilla as a beater? A beatdown monster? I doubt. Yeah, I do doubt. Two mana 3/3 seems OP in this matchup. Turn 1, 1/1. Turn 2, 3/3. GG's. Giga beatdown. Oh no, now they can Wrath next turn. Sad. Which matchups do I remove Dryad Arbor? Mostly prowess. Holy shit, that's so fun. That's so funny. And sometimes I remove it against Wrath of the Skies, but it's hit or miss, it can sometimes be still useful. What's that, Path? Or end of turn March, pitch a card. No, okay. It's insane solitude, yeah. My opponents said to themselves, holy shit, I really cannot let Spelunking hit the board on turn 2 of this game or I lose. Missing sorcery, planeswalker artifact, enchantment. I think Laosha and Bambi had some kind of a fallout, but I don't know exactly. Welcome John Star, long time no see. The craziest member of the chat is back. Whoa, they cast Anticipate in the format of Modern? That's crazy. Feels like playing Saga now is mostly opening myself up. I want to be able to cast Titans starting on turn 6. Whoa, no consult? Let's kill the hole now. Maybe they will surveil a Planeswalker with a Meticulous Archive now. That would be funny. Well, I guess a Planeswalker is a fine top deck, so they wouldn't. Sits? Okay. Just sits. Crazy. What is their hand? Wrath of the Supreme Verdict? Sure. I'd love to see that. Wrath of the Skies? Sure. They had 2 extra energy from... 4 extra energy from tunes. Wait. Removes 2 energy counters from Tommy Cakes. Yeah, opponent definitely not the toughest control opponent I ever faced. Tomorrow on Twitter, this Amulet deck is unbeatable, even roughed them and they still won next turn. Whoa, they had Supreme Verdict as well. I guess it makes sense that it was in their hand. Kingdom for Lush Oasis now. They think they will untap? They actually will. Barbarian Ring? Another great suggestion. Would solve this spot. Gorklan Rampager? Even Aloe Alchemist? Is that the card's name? Would go a long way. Me. Oh, Alchemist against Solitude, that's true, bad matchup. Maybe we should go back to Walking Ballista indeed. Sorry, Walking Barista, of course. Yes, yes. Barista. Gutshot might be playable in Modern right now. It does make it awkward for Cosmogoyf. Are you under the impression that the Cosmogoyf deck is a great deck? I personally was thinking that it's pretty dog shit, so. This is where we differ, seemingly. The issue I have with the Cosmogoyf deck is that you virtually... To win, you virtually need to Mulligan to Serum Powder, which feels kind of backwards. You don't keep with Serum Powder, or at least with Devourer. So it's not just that, but like if you don't open with Serum Powder, the deck is so much weaker, it's crazy. It's incredible. How many fetchables do you think they rely on? Probably a good amount. Well, yeah, they need to play the Fetch Shock mana base and they need not to attack you as well. Or like not hard enough. Which of course that can happen, but I'm not a huge believer in the Cosmogoyf deck. I think what the Cosmogoyf players should do is they should sideboard a few lands and then just switch Gemstone Caverns for them, because colorless land is pretty useless in that deck. And maybe that land should be a basic. Or two. Or there should be two lands. You and Canister's Amulet lives. Whoa, that's unfair. That's an actually bad matchup. I'm eating potatoes. Mashed potatoes, so I need big bites to consume them. It doesn't work otherwise. This hand is fairly medium, I keep. When did Karn become Rizzler? A while ago. There's been a new deck tracker basically. It's kind of like refreshed, great draw. Sort of. Hopefully I draw an extra land. How has Scavenger Grounds been? Not spectacular, but hardly bad. No token, I'm glad to see that. Curator. Not spectacular, but mostly fine. Maybe I should Boseiju the Steel Cutter. I mean, probably. I see less Boros and the wipes are worse against Boros. They're not... Whoa, Surveillate Dart, GG's. They're not really like worse. They didn't really become worse in the past few months or anything like that. I think they became worse after they banned the One Ring, but it just took me a little bit long to adjust. They were pretty great alongside the One Ring, but that is ancient history now. It's a great draw. I miss Lotus Field. Neither do I, Ria. I guess I'll just play the Analyst. I think I might be supposed to get Mycosynth Gardens. A nie, dobrze jest. Uff. A nie, chujowo jest. Nie, dobrze jest. How do you combo without Zuran Orb? You summon Cultivator Colossus and you figure it out along the way. Siemaneczko, ombieniulka. Co to znaczy? I milled 2 mana, which is great. That's what I needed. Although I shouldn't have searched for the Mycosynth Gardens over another bounce land. Then I would have just needed to hit 1 mana to get to Colossus. But yeah, without Zuran Orb, we just draw a billion cards with Colossus and then you are fine. You can also loop with Scapeshift and Mirrorpool. You can use Scapeshift as your sacrifice outlet and you can keep copying it with your Mirrorpool. Whoa. Main deck extraction. Guess I only get to 5 mana, that's really rough. Dwa Boseiju, Otawara, Saga and Turf 6 mana. No nie da się. Is there much value in bouncing the Swift Spear? I mean, there isn't much value in that, but probably should do that. Value in holding Otawara. I can't hold it up. Can hold up Boseiju. Holding? I don't think so. I think next turn is GG's. If I untap, I copy Amulet, Growth Chamber, Kuri, Swift Spear. 3 cards in hand. Is there a way for me to die? Well, perhaps there is. Standard gameplay between rounds? Probably not. I queued a Cosmoglyph League. Twitch had already solved it for me, so I know what to play. The green is for Gorklan Rampager. Okay, we live. No Crumbling Vestiges in the deck. Live stuff. Have they mathematically worsened our Mr. Beast? Well, the more lands in the deck for Beast, the better always, so I guess so. But also not really all that meaningful of an effect. How much mana do I have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Titan is free. We will get a Simic Grove Chamber and a tapped land, which is Mirrorpool only. The last tap land, which we did not need that. I guess an untapped land would have been fine as well. Yeah, it's fucked up. 0 mana, 6/6. You'd think every deck would play that. The plant beast has arrived. Nothing too important in the sideboard. 2 meltdowns. Could be strong against Trini Sphere at times. I'll bring Trini Spheres. I'll cut Rumble and Dryad Arbor. I'll submit. Yeah, pick your poison, of course. Which is why I said not much, not nothing. Oh no, Skyline Cascade in. It's a great card against prowess. Do I like Timur or is it better? No real preference, frankly. Blue red is better.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Why don't you play 4 Trini Sphere like that Giga Chat from Twitter? I find it hard to board so many cards in the Titan deck, just in general, in most matchups. So while Trini Sphere is good against prowess, like how do I make space to bring in all 4? I can barely bring 2. So in general, I value variety in the sideboard of the Amulet deck because it's hard to board in that many cards. There's Consign. Yeah, it should be a turn to kill if I draw a bounce land. If I go Amulet, Mycosynth, I guess, is it? It's not anymore because of the unjust bans. It would have been in the past. Villain played no threat. If I draw Trini Sphere, I want to be able to play it. If I draw Spelunking, I do want to be able to play it. If I draw a bounce land, I'm fine. If they hold up Consign, I get punished, but only then. But this seems like no Consign hand if you do that. So I think I should play Grazer into Mycosynth because of that. Seems to match up best against most scenarios. I expect my opponent to spend 2 mana on whatever. And we can just play... Should we block in this spot actually? I think so. I mean, if they play a 0-cost spell, the mutagenic, that's fine. We did draw the Bones land. Welcome, Lizerk. I think I should play Amulet and pass. There's Meltdown, that's like unpleasant to get meltdowned. Slightly punish if opponent holds up Heritage Reclamation, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Peep your poison. Yeah, I don't think it is, but it is a modern plate card nonetheless. I block 5 damage, I think so. Okay. Can I do much here? Not really. GSZ for Kroll Harpooner. Ooh, mamma mia. That sounds good. Hasted Titan is the best we can do. How do we do it? Because I had that in my mind for a second and then I forgot. I Scapeshift. Get 2 lands. How does that summon a Titan? Yeah, Lotus Field would be nice, I agree. I'll hope that my opponent doesn't have a second Amulet removal. And I'll summon a Grazer to not die to the Slickshot show-off. They have 4 spells in hand. Oh, if they kill Amulet, it's gonna be a tragedy. Tragedy of commons. We lack a Crumbling Vestige. Am I going to haste the Grazer? Holy shit, I did not think of that. Opponent draws land, plays red mana, untaps. A block. I mean, it's a little bit awkward maybe to block, but sure, that. Well, they just killed my amulet, so I was like 1 card short, right? You have Consign. Surgical Scapeshifts. Sure. GG's. Titan. I think there's literally no rush. I think I can afford to not haste my Titan, because what do I lose to? Like, do I want to be able to lose to Unholy Heat? I think it's unnecessary. I guess we know a Titan has resolved, so maybe I should just summon a second one. I still have a land drop. I mean, I have 19 life, I have 1 card in hand, Lava Dart. Should just haste. How were these stock ups? They are okay, they are not spectacular. Patch. Blue. Interesting. Skyline Cascade is absolutely overpowered, chat. It's insane. An insane card. The stock-ups add dimensionality to the deck. You can do more stuff. Yeah, Gorilla is a GSZ target. It's actually the best disenchant on a creature ever printed. There was not a better one before that. Every previous one was more costly. Whoa, great play, opponent. If you target the creature with Cascade 3 times, it's going to not untap in your opponent's untap step, but it will untap in the next one. They do not stack. Opponent played Neobrand a week ago. Am I supposed to keep this? 2 amulets. How good is it to draw an amulet? A bounce land. Not that good, frankly. Not that good. Not that bad either. I'll keep. No, will I? Yeah, I will. We can also draw Vestige to free up Rumble. Forest to cast Rumble. Like any land on turn 2 and any land on turn 3 to make some moves. Turn 2 Saga, turn 3 Vestige. Like double Amulet is a blessing and you have to count your blessings. 3 amulets in play, how many lands do I need for Scapeshift to be lethal? It's gonna be 3 lands out of nothing, but with Analyst in hand it's probably gonna be 2 lands. To get Colossus. Which I probably will not have that many lands in hand if that happens, so... Scapeshift is way less deterministic than it used to be. So it's kind of hard to answer your question for, like, how easy is it for it to be lethal. But with 3 lands and 3 amulets, I would Giga win always, and with 2 lands, 2 amulets, and an Analyst in hand, we would make some moves. That is not Neobrand. That is good news. So, if my opponent plays Neobrand, they probably don't play Frog, they probably play Grixis Reanimator, because what they enjoy is summoning big guys. And the Reanimator deck and the Neoform deck are actually somewhat similar. So I think that's what they're playing. I drew Vestige. Or just Gorilla, yes. Could be that. Seems like I rumble. Took my amulet, understandable. I think it's better to rumble than it is to Spelunking. Spelunking will be better saved for when I draw a bounce land. Tolaria West getting milled is a problem, but Analyst in my hand makes it not a problem. Do I want to pick up anything else than the Gruul Turf? No, don't way. It's pretty clear, Gruul Turf. Next turn I can just tap my Gardens, Vestige, Eldrazi spawn. I'm short on green. No copy Amulet here. I mean, it's an instant speed ability, I can copy end of turn. It's not clear to me that I will want to. If my opponent plays a white source and passes with March, then I can't copy Amulet freely. But then, like, I don't want to copy Amulet and then for them to march my one Amulet anyways. That's bad for me. Seems like it is Goraios on top. Alright, let's not assume anything. Probably I'm not gonna have double Amulet this game, but also I will not need double Amulet this game, so I'm going to give that idea up. And I'll just make an attempt to win next turn. That sounds sane to me. If they went for main phase March or Amuletos, would you have copied that? I don't think so. I don't want a single Amulet here. I value a land, especially one that can produce green mana, more than that. Because Spelunking, like one Amulet and Spelunking, that's redundant. You just don't need a single Amulet plus Spelunking. When I already had the Spelunking. Hopefully villain doesn't go mending into... Oh wow, they exile the Amulet? That has to be the worst choice. Why wouldn't you exile Saga? I guess you want to prevent me from having double Amulet with Mycosynth still. Seems wrong. Psychic Frog. Any psychics in the chat? Force of negation check. Oh, they have 6th. Exactly pumped. Mirrorpool maybe is a little bit better than the fourth bounce land, but I think it's also irrelevant and it might actually be slightly worse here. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, enough. How much mana is that? Enough. Yeah, this your greatest legacy. Good job. Good tweet, Punt and Wine. So yeah, I think their move made a little bit of sense if they were going to tap out, but maybe not that much. Like, it did not do anything in the end. I feel like adding lines to the pasta just makes it worse. Honestly, it might be. It might be a little bit overcooked by now. Although it also has its own flavor. So it's tough. Any red mana? I guess I have to produce it like that. Caveman red mana production. Shagai. How often you lose after casting a free land cultivator? I think it's close to, like, if you actually, I don't know what the term for it is, plotted it out, you would see that it's basically deterministic. You just don't lose. There's a website for it. Yeah, but like that website doesn't tell you the whole story, but Just like shows you how many spells you draw, but I guess Freeland Cultivator. 4 land is giga deterministic, 3 land is maybe not it yet. Maybe at 3 it's like 10%, well, lose or like fail. Gorayo. Scavenger Grounds. Keen-Eyed. Sex. Stock Up. Relic of Progenitus. Skyline Cascade. Vexing Bauble. Boarding in. 8 cards. GG's. Remove. Rumbles. They play badly with Relic. Boseiju. They have no targets. Dryad Arbor. Plays badly against Wrath of the Skies. 1 GSZ wars in multiples without Dryad Arbor. 1 Scapeshift, don't want to draw multiples. 2 Urza Saga, so I can time them better. GG's. Perfect sideboarding, and now we're ready for everything. 4 Grazers, because they combine well with Stock Up. Nice hand. I think I should play Mycosynth first. And then just play 6. Turn 2 probably. Okay, I guess play nothing turn 2 is also viable. If they play Frog, that's gonna be unkind. Force your Amulet into play Frog is a little bit too powerful. Not a fun. I'll play the Saga now. I could just lose to a Saga removal spell. But I think if they had an opening like this, then I'll take the risky play. Punt? What do you think is the punt? They had March. GG's. Being on the play is truly broken. Oh, it's the Falaggio deck. Mill. Artraxa. Oh wow. Yeah, that's fine. I wonder if I should block with 6 now. Probably. They discard their entire hand to do that. Blink, Falaggio. Miss Hallowed Fountain. Marsh Floods, Polluted Delta, GG's. Maybe they miss again. They got Wrath of the Skies, doesn't seem great in this spot. Average Fajitas Archaeologist Mill, indeed. Ephemerate. Miss again, holy fucking shit. Now they can't attack with a frog, that's so funny. That is so funny. Can they give it flying? 6 has reach. They also mill their fetchables. Tomb, Plains, Hallowed Fountain. How many more do they even have? Well, Echoing Deeps enters as a copy of any land except it's a cave, so yeah, it does get seen by Spelunking. Do they have the blue-black Survival land maybe as well? Perhaps. I guess 2 basics. So like 2 to 3. Bauble to counter the ephemerate. And I guess no attack. No attack seems best to me. There's a second ephemerate that's coming. The ephemerate Falaji 3 times so far. 4th time the charm. I mean, if they draw Gurayo, I just cannot die still. Holy shit, I consigned the Vexing Bauble trigger. Well, they hit Gurayo now. They hit Gurayo, chat. Monka. Life was so good. Griselbrand. Is that the better choice? Probably. Do I have to block? They gain 7. They deal 7 plus... I guess I don't have to block. But do I want to block? Don't think I do. 7 plus 10, 17. That's not lethal. They also milled under city sewers. So they're down to their basics. Probably island and swamp still. We can get them next turn. Unless they play island and hold up consign. In which case, I cry. And odds are they will play an island and hold up consign because they did draw a bunch. Will I ever play Song of Creation again? It is a fun and maybe kind of a not bad deck. Sure, I will. I've been convinced. Song of Content Creation, Lantern. Whoa, Swamp? Sure, buddy? Don't want to hold up consign? That seems really important to do. While fought seizing against 6 is maybe not the best. You're at 4 life, buddy. I don't know if you realize that. With Vexing Bauble in play. Griselbrand blinked, sure. That doesn't seem important at all. 2 bruised bannerets. Holy. I think my opponent killed themselves. And now they go to clean up with Frog in play. Discuss the validity of my opponent's play. How will you kill them from here? I will attack my opponent and bounce their Griselbrand. So I haste Titan and I just attack and get Otawara bounce land, bounce Griselbrand. If they block Titan, I trample 3 and deal 2. If they block 6, they take 6. How do you have mana for all of that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you mean? The milled island or discarded island? They did discard island to Frog attacking. That can be right. How will I have mana for all of that? I don't understand that. I don't even need the Vestige here to haste my Titan. I have 6 in play, so my channel lands are 1 cheaper. As we control a legendary monster. Wypiliśmy wody Wisłę. 2 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 Now we have to not surveil away my Otawara. Skill check. Now we have to stack the triggers correctly. Awesome. I guess even if I stack them incorrectly, I'm fine because I just choose Otawara. Opponent has no Solitude in the top 15 cards. I have a Vexing Bauble in play. So we have no knowledge as to whether they have Solitude or not, because they wouldn't attempt to pitch, assuming they realize that. Czynią cuda. Śliną zaledwie tylko kołysze. Niebezpieczny jak maszyna, nie? Maszyna to jest to jest zabójca, nie? Etyzer z kosmosu. Czy Polska jest na to gotowa? One is humble. They just acknowledged their mistake and said that there was a way that they could have played better. Oh, yeah. This hand is too bad to win. I'll mulligan. Opponent played Belcher today. Well, Aloe Vera is actually +4/+3 as well, because it exiles itself. Can't be countered. Neither can be countered. Rampager is an ability, and oh yeah, it cannot be countered by Consign. Jeskai Blink was a deck. Because you can counter the Aloe Vera trigger, but you cannot counter the Rampager activation. I guess I'll have to put back those two. Can be used outside of combat to thud. Yeah, I guess, I mean, you can attack Rampager and then thud afterwards as well. I guess if you look like have 5 mana, that sounds kind of fake, but sure. But I think it was a Consign. But of course, Aloe Vera has upsides as well. GG's, we lost. Maybe no, the opponent has 4 cards in hand. Maybe they'll have not enough cards and I draw Spelunking. Yeah, if I draw Spelunking, I guess I win. You can also kill the Lotus or a land. What's better to kill? If opponent plays Tameshi, I'll cry. I cry. It's GG's, I have no outs. I have no outs, but I must scream. I guess I will not interact. That seems futile. We'll do this. Dryad Arbor. Play the Boseiju because it's useless. Rumble. Mill freelance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Titan. Maybe they just don't have Belcher. It's always a chance. Never give up. Belcher. Activate Belcher. I think I had an opponent playing. Like I played against a player who played Belcher at the PTQ in Amsterdam, and I think my opponent tried to, I'm not sure how to call it, at least angle shoot me, but maybe they just tried to cheat me. Like, I think it might have been just a cheat. I'll describe it to you in a minute. Oh, Force of negation. Punished, sort of. So, game 1, opponent plays Belcher, activates Belcher, flips over their deck, gives the deck to me. I gestures at the deck so that I can pick it up and look through it. So I do it. I write down the counter spells they run. And, you know, it's all the way it should be. Game 2, I Boseiju my opponent. They pick up their deck, they don't find a basic. They shuffle, they put it back. So I see no basic game 2. I win game 2. Game 3, my opponent Whirs for Lotus. Turn 3 and turn 4, place a Belcher. Turn 4, they pick up a land, pick up the top card of their deck. They seem to be relieved, play the land of the top, play Belcher from hand. In the meanwhile, my opponent seemingly gets very nervous and starts to become very fiddly and starts to fiddle with their Belcher, their Lotus Field, their Lotus Bloom, their remaining lands, their Tameshi. I don't think they had a Tameshi, there was no Tameshi, so I guess they did not fiddle with the Tameshi. And I'm waiting for them to shoot me with their Belcher. And eventually my opponent taps the Lotus Bloom, taps the Belcher and points at me. And they nudge their deck without revealing it. Only a little bit, like just a gentle nudge to the front, but just a few centimeters, not really moving it, you know, from their playmat to mine. Much more limited movement. To which I ask my opponent, so you have no basics in your deck? To which my opponent, without... Yeah, no flipping. They did not flip any cards. They did flip the deck game 1. I think. Play Impulse. So when I asked them if they have any basics in their deck, my opponent, without hesitation and without thinking about it whatsoever, they say, yeah, I have one. So he resolved the Belcher activation properly this time, and it was the 7th card, so I don't die, and I untap and I win. Which... What do you think about it, chat? Like, I did not realize it at the time, but I think they just tried to... Like, my opponent just tried to... Well, definitely tried to just free roll a concession out of me. They just tried to prompt me to concede, which I did not. Maybe I should cut Cultivator against Belcher, I don't know. It's a little bit bad. What are the last 3 cards? I have too many cards. Was he from Belgium? Did not seem Belgian. One Pact. What lands are bad? Which lands are bad? Maybe Mycosynth is bad. Kind of not a fan of Mycosynth in the matchup. It's an angle shoot if they never pass priority after activating Belcher, but just cheating if they pass priority. So, you know, like my opponent just intentionally tried to be as vague as possible, clearly. Seems like a nice keep. Probably should get Dryad Arbor. More mana seems to not hurt in this hand. Can play turn to 6 then. Yeah, like my opponent clearly was also just thinking about it so much and like getting a little bit sweaty and trying to, I don't know, like figure the most convincing way to do it. Yeah, they do have Harbinger, I think. Should I play Saga? Maybe I should play the Forest. I guess I should play the Saga, and I should pressure them. I should actually make the constructs. There's no need to rush the Ouphe. I can play it on the last turn. Yeah, it's also good against Harbinger. I think I beat Harbinger quite easily, but the Saga makes it even easier. So I think here I just attack for free. Make a construct. Next turn I play Ouphe, replay the decanter. There's no real upside to do it now. Whoa. Replay Spelunking. That seems worse somehow than making a construct. I think so. I think so. Like, they probably have no play. No, they have an impulse. Casting Spelunking sounds better to you. I would need to discard the Forest to do that as well. I mean, I could discard the Vestige, but I would feel better discarding the Forest. Wow, what a motley crew of monsters. Get Vexing Bauble. Play Ouphe. I think no outs for my opponent. I could also play the Curator. I attack for 4, they go to 7. No, I have 7 damage next turn. I can play the Ouphe. They can have the Stern Scalding. I guess I play around that by casting Curator. They need Spell Snare. Yeah. But I mean, they need Spell Snare, but also if they have Spell Snare, it also doesn't do anything, so. They would need Spell Snare to still have no outs, I think. Draw F6 last, fair. Playing on the play is messed up. Yeah, opponent was on the play game 1. Go figure. They can Tameshi combo if they have Snare. Maybe. But even, I mean like practically. They will not be that lucky to have all of the pieces for that. But yeah, fair. I guess they would have a deconvoluted out possible. This is a really interesting post-board plan. Well, I mean, Ouphe is good. You don't need like Primeval Titan to back up Ouphe to win. Just anything will work. So yeah, I board the monsters. I think this makes sense against Belcher. Like cheap creatures, maybe Guerrilla Gorilla is better than Scapeshift. You know, 2/2. Because they're playing their version without Phalagis as well, so the 2/2 creatures actually deal damage to them. I mean, it's sorcery speed only, unfortunately. So it doesn't really kill the bloom that often, but let's bring in Gorilla over the Scapeshift. Just more 2-drops. Yeah, opening hand, Gorilla. So, yeah. I think I should mulligan for something better. Hand is alright, but I'll just kind of die before I do anything. And we don't have a GSZ in the hand to summon Ouphe. So maybe on the play it wins, but on the draw I'll mulligan. No, it's good. I mean, no, it's not good. It's fine for a 6. Gorilla also has reach, so it can black Tameshi. I know Tameshi doesn't have flying, but if it did, Gorilla could block it. Well, even if it doesn't, Gorilla can block it, right? That's still true. So yeah, that's actually real upside. We'll play Grazer. Next turn Saga, GSZ, try to win with constructs and dismember for Tameshi or their creature. Harbinger. So draw step stop next turn. I could counter with Faucet of Negation. Then I will simply top deck another GSZ. Okay, with Disrupting Shawl sits. Suspend Lotus Bloom, miss land drop. Prime Vexing Bauble spot. We have Shifting Woodland, Sorcery, Art, Enchantment Land instant. We could technically do it, do the thing. Realistically, we will not have time. We will kill my opponent before that happens. Would be nice to draw an Amulet, just to pump my constructs. Tamiyo. Do I need to dismember Tamiyo? Do I want to? Probably. I mean, I think Harbinger is just kind of not good for them anymore. Mostly. They could use it to draw a land next turn. The Tamiyo. I think it actually feels good. I do it now so that if I untap, I draw Titan, I cast the Titan. Could have Consign. Oh. See Tamiyo, heart rate goes up. What can I say? Tamiyo. It's pretty cute. Will I need Otawara next turn? I guess land drop Tameshi is what you're saying. In which case I would like to bounce the Tameshi, right? Because what we can do is copy the Urza Saga, and then next turn I copy the Urza Saga again. And I still don't make a construct. So using the woodland to copy the Saga trick seems kinda not that relevant. Yeah, I don't see how the construct really helps. Could also consign the Vexing Bauble trigger, in which case I'll bounce the Lotus. Ooh, that's a nice draw. They could buy a bunch of time by playing the Hydroelectric Specimen. Like, I would kind of struggle against that. In a way. Kill the white mana, perhaps. Aj, co ja? Nie policzyłem. I can hold up Otawara now. I was sure I can hold up Otawara as well. Whoops. That's really bad then to do. I miscounted chat. My bad. Weird into Belcher kills me now. Also, I fetched the island out of their deck. Mamma mia. No! That was so stupid. I was just like, whoa, I have 6 mana. I did not. I did not have 6 mana at all. Okay, they don't have Belcher. Better lucky than good, holy shit. Kinda saved. Oh. Oh. Maybe the better timing to bounce this is in their upkeep. It's really irrelevant, I think. Maybe I'll get proven wrong somehow, but... Thank you very much for the raid, Pierre Conti. Welcome, the raiders, to the Canny stream. Have a good stream. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we still don't kill my opponent next turn. In their upkeep they could Whirf or Belch. Yeah, that's bad. Wouldn't want that. Interesting. I guess another bounce spell, it might be really good to copy. If they drew another stink into Stumport. Draw Amulet for lethal. Counter spell. We suspended the Lotus. Well, I copied the Saga to put a lore counter on my woodland so that next turn I can make a construct that they deal with this construct. I think I should play the Vestige, kinda close. Maybe the bounce land is a better land to play. Pretty hard to determine. It's a pretty rare tactic, it almost never matters. Tameshi, now it has to chum block, awesome. Because of the woodland copy. Also drew Zenith. But that seems... Huh. Red mana was withdrawing Hanweir. Good point, good point. Holy shit, Lizard, you're so observant. I mean, we make Tameshi jump. And I have 1 mana to spare. Get Dryad Arbor, then Rumble, turn 2. This, I mean, we can do better. I feel like we could just Spelunking. Menino A plays Violent Outburst. Gerardo has no Kahira, seems like it's not Ponza. How am I? Pretty good, thank you for asking. We are 4-0 in the challenge, Chad. If you want to be 4-0 in the challenge like me, visit my Metafy and purchase my Amulet guide. It's a good guide. One of the best ever. Am I playing Excruciator this weekend in the big standard tournament? The tournament is not that big. Chad told me to play... That was my consideration before Excruciator, but Chad told me to play Jeskai Lessons. Which I think is kinda sane and reasonable. Those hands are so dogshit, let's go to 4. Alright, I'm not gonna be going to 3. Maybe like this. I am considering stock lessons as well. Like, I think it's... I mean, people will tell me it's a bad idea. And I kind of understand how it could be a bad idea. Yeah, see, just insta results. And the last time Lizard played Amulet, he also qualified for the PT by reading my guide. Not sure I'll get Dryad Arbor. I'm not sure I should have kept Amulet over Pact, frankly. It's pretty close on 4 cards, hard to decide. Pact plus Scapeshift is a combo. Amulet is like not much of a combo. I assume my opponent is on Goraios. I guess it's Gerardo. He just probably plays Esper. Is my heartbeat real? Am I a sportsman? It's as real as it can be. I think the device is pretty shitty and just kind of gives random numbers often. Doesn't measure too well. But it's real. Well, like, the measurement, the act of measurement is real. Rockster, GG's. I'm not much of a sportsman. I've been enjoying badminton lately, but I'm a giga noob. And I just play with my fiance and with friends. Although I've been coached a little bit by Doshik, and he's a good coach, making me understand everything way better and then become better. Will my opponent jump the frog? I guess it's relatively free. Not quite. People like to jump frog just because they don't know if they should. Yeah, I'm not sure how is Excruciator against Prowess. If like that matchup is bad, then I don't want to play that deck for my tournament. Because I expect half the players to play Prowess adjacent. I've played a little bit of Excruciator in the morning, but I really don't know anything. Haven't learned anything because I played in Arena Gold and my opponents were all playing some blank decks. Dobra, wyjebane. Yeah, it's not much different now than it was. I guess I will not be playing the demon then, because I also didn't really vibe with the deck too much. Playing Duress is pretty high cortisol, because not only you see your opponent's hand and you see when they top deck, which is damaging for the psyche. What also happens is that deciding when to cast your Duress is also a challenging thing. Do I like Jessica Lessons? Yeah, I like it. Is turn 1 Duress a good play if you're on the play? Yeah, probably. But then you see your opponent's hand and like deciding when to cast your second Duress. Just very high cortisol gaming. You know half their hand, not the other half, and it's just... Whew. It's a challenge. I will be in Ghent, yes. Ghent happens 1 week after I'm getting wed. So my hard testing for Ghent is probably going to be medium hard, but also I'll just play Titan, so I'll be fine. I could just register this list and probably would be the same as if I hard tested for 2 weeks. 5 weeks. Need a cortisol meter? Oh, for sure, yeah. Thank you, I'm a dash. Well, not yet, right? In October, but it's gonna be fun. Presumably. Let's go Grazer. Simic Growth Chamber, put it into play. Just Spelunking on turn 2 with Scapeshift only. Can we spend channel points on an invite? No. I'm hoping to see Lizard 42. Indeed. And A.R. Doshik. Anything special about Polish weddings? Polish weddings is all I know, so I don't know what would be unspecial about them. I think I should stock up, right? What's the punish? Mystical disputes. People don't play that. Maybe I should take a second amulet? Maybe a second Scapeshift. I think a second Scapeshift. A little bit of a hard stock up could go in a few directions, but 4 lands, Scapeshift should be nice. 1 week after Ghent is Riftbound Radiance pre-Rift. Really? That sounds early. Oh wow, they flipped Atraxa, how lucky. Amulet of Vigor. Nice. Fished out a consign, that's pretty bad. Scavenger Grounds. Well, Bojuka Bog would be better here. Just exile the Atraxa. The rare Nutty Bog actually good situation. Goraios, Atraxa, Ephemerate, pitch spell everything you cast for the rest of the game. GG's, well played. No nie, no naprawdę, I was just kidding. Relaxac. Force. No Ephemerate amongst these cards. But Thoughtseize instead. Nice Scavenger Grounds, idiot. They should print Scavenger Grounds that exiles itself for 0 mana. Goraios is such a lucksack deck. They never beat you skillfully, they always just lucksack the Goraios. Weird that it happens so consistently for a lucksack deck. Wow, chooses Force of Negation, Thoughtseize, Flooded Strand, and Solitude. Literally picks the 4 obvious cards, spends 2 minutes doing that. Should we champ or not? Let's say I'll champ, it's pretty... It doesn't matter, there is not gonna be a relevant frog in play this game anymore. Okay, I play Marsh Floods and I Ephemerate. Whoa, cool. No, they actually Thoughtseize. Okay, we have a chance. The game is not over. Whoa, we take Scapeshift? It makes some sense, but I don't think it makes that much sense. You wish the new rare land and Hobbit could search for any land instead of basic land. Just, yeah, that would be kind of nice with Urza's Cave, like with Bojuka Bog. Giga Chad Urza's Cave. I like that idea. I assume they'll force this. So my point pitches, goes to 3 cards, and then we're playing. I TOS for a Pact. They don't counter, like it would be a little bit rough, but Thankfully, opponent did counter because it's easier than thinking about the ramifications of not using your spells. New T-West for halflings. It's fucked up. Have they spoiled the set yet? Is it all out? Frog. I guess I promised there's not gonna be a frog. In 2 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You said no relevant frog? Yeah. I guess I wish I had 7 life points less. And I guess this makes this frog quite relevant, huh? GG's. Why didn't I do this pre-combat? Well, Hanweir is in my hands, so it doesn't matter. They could have Ephemerate on Solitude as well, that would fuck me up if I did it pre-combat, so it's just better to do it post-combat, right? Do I actually want 2 sagas? Could have played Hanweir? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mana, right? So I tap my Hanweir and it's GG's. There is no Vesuva in the deck. Exalt Solitude in beginning of combat step. Yes. Tood. I've kept Scavengers untapped. You're probably right. Probably better to get 2 sagas and Scavengers than to bounce the frog. Yeah, it's way better. This play is way worse. Yeah. It's so much worse. That's crazy. 2 sagas would be so good. Seems like Titan lives though. So better lucky than good. Diddler. I guess Ephemerate would be awkward now because the Titan gets blocked. But if Titan gets to attack, I guess I copy it. Scapeshift. Guess it doesn't even do that much. Scapeshift. Beats Consign. How much mana do I have? It did not really count, so that's a bit of a downside. Does it matter to attack with an extra Titan this turn? I think it kinda doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Costs me 5 to Mirrorpool, and then 9, that's 14. 1 off. Sad. Whoa, great Scapeshift then, TBH. Genius. I think it's a fine Scapeshift actually. It is a little bit tricky because, like, it's a pretty high level Scapeshift. Like, you wouldn't get it necessarily, chat, but neither did I. It's actually kind of fine. Puts my opponent in an unwinnable spot. Scapeshift was this. Mirrorpool and mana in Woodland. But I could have sacrificed, I mean, yeah, I could have done it in a way where I would have attacked with 2 Titans and I would be protected from Solitude. But I was fine still. I'm fine. I guess I did it perfect. Close to perfect. Because we really didn't need the Titan attack this turn. The hope is 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 to Isengard. Tell me, where is Gandalf? For I much desire to speak with him. And now the Scavenger Grounds makes it impossible for my opponent to win. I think so. It kind of does its job. Despite the fact that it failed to exile the Atraxa. Like, Bojuka Bog wouldn't do it. Bojuka Bog wouldn't check my opponent. Well, and before double, Goraios. Holy fuck, he had 2 Goraios. Oh, he did not, okay. Just baiting me. I don't think it would have really done much. Alright, Scavenger Grounds, insane card. Solution to all the problems. It is a little bit crazy to cut Rumbles. I do that because I dislike the anti-synergy between Relic and Grounds. Exiling my own graveyard, first filling it up, then exiling it. 4 Grazer on the draw against the Frog deck I think is just good deck building. Could maybe trim another Boseiju, it's really bad. Keeping 2 Saga I think is important against Goraios, even if it can sag at times. You really would like your Titan to be able to just get 2 Saga later in the game. I think that's relevant. Because it makes your Titan much more threatening. If your Titan cannot do that, then the range of things it actually can do is fairly limited. When Snap moves to 6, I go top land, they go Frog, I go Grazer, put no lands into play. Titan and Summoner's Pact are pretty bad opening hand cards. Double Spelunking is quite nice, we are just missing mana, bounce lands. But also I just die to a Goraios draw because I have no... I mean, I can get Keen-Eyed on turn 4. Yeah, I like that Colossus a lot. It has just a funny, such a funny pace. Oh. Looks kinda goofy and stupid. I think I should mulligan, but I think this wouldn't necessarily be the worst keep, but it is high variance as well. If I don't actually draw lands in my first 2 draw steps, then this hand can quickly become an auto lose. And the payoff is kind of low as well. Yeah, let's just mulligan. This seems marginally better. Possibly. I guess I put back a Grazer and call it a day. Keep. Yeah, I guess. The opening hand Colossus is not the greatest either. Such as the life of a player who puts 7 drops into their deck. Don't want a turn 1 Saga, I think. There are arguments to do that, just like try to get Relic fast, but I think we'll just play it a bit slower. Seems like my hand is slow. With Grazer in hand, I don't absolutely hate Seeing Frog. Mycosynth L. In a way, I mean, like, that's a pretty... Yeah, sure. I mean, up until a point where it's gonna be broken, which might happen never. So do I want the Saga, like, to be popping now? I think the answer might still be no, because, like, Wrath of the Skies kills both Saga and Grazer, and that's, like, kinda weak. Let's chill. We have another Grazer to block the frog, so... Life is good if my opponent doesn't just Lucksuck into Giga Goraios instantly. Gerardo. Paying costs. What's that? Prismatic ending on my Grazer? Sure. Tell me, where is Gandalf, for I much desire to speak with him. Where are they taking the hobbits, chat? Don't think I quite caught it. Let's play the blocker. Waste the land drop ability. Foreign miss land number 3. Solitude. Pitching Atraxa. Seems like they are missing Goraios indeed, and not the monster. Otherwise, I suspect my opponent would have just attacked into my like they just have extra monsters in hand. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that. Black Fotsies. Is Goryo hell for Amulet Titan? I mean, hell is... It's not hell, but it's a bad matchup. Tell me, where is Gandalf, for I much desire to speak with him. Do 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 do. It's a bad matchup, but I can definitely win this game. Despite getting hit by the frog so many times. If my opponent doesn't draw Goraios. Just Pact. If they counter Pact, then I'll make a construct. If they don't, I'll float the mana. Titan. Here I get Relic. Play Crumbling Vestige, keep up Otawara Boseiju. Bauble a consideration. I don't think so. I think my opponent thinks about Consign right now. Like, you would like to protect from... I guess nothing is a consideration. My opponent solved it for me. Okay, just 2 consigns? What were you thinking about, buddy? So if my opponent luck sucks into Gorayo, I'll probably lose. If not, and Titan lives, I win. And if not, and Titan dies, I probably still lose. I have a Pact to pay for next turn. Could also like prompt my opponent to exile 3 more cards and not attack them, but they drop to 11. That's like pretty low. Ah, no, that's fine. They had the monster already. They're looking for the Gorayas. This is just a like Survel land. It's the same. Pay costs. No nie wkurwiaj mnie. No ty... No jak? They had to top the gate. There's no other way. Given the Solitude pitch Atraxa earlier in the game on Grazer, there's just no way that it was not a top deck. Survel lands are broken. They should really revert them. Should be like Survel, but your opponent picks a card you get if you Survel bottom once per match. Because Survel lands lead to a lot of luck sucking. And MTG should be less about luck and more about sucking. And they, you know, Surveillance don't contribute in the correct way. They found Quantum Riddler, Marsh Floods, Ephemerate. Draw step leads to luck sucking. Yeah, and this is like double draw step in one draw step, which is way too much. Way too many draw steps per game. I ephemerate Atraxa, I reveal Solitude, I Solitude your Primeval Titan. I understand you fully. Whoa. There's no Solitude here. We are gaming then. Possibly. We've seen no consign either. Did my opponent pick up March, and did they have enough white cards? Perhaps. Where's the first trigger? Quantum Riddler, Marsh Floods, and Ephemerate. No. Those cards are kinda useless. Okay. We are gaming. We are not out yet. Would be good to draw something good. I think good top decks would be... Can Ephemerate again? There's only one Ephemerate revealed, so, well... If there's no Ephemerate, then he cannot Ephemerate. Yeah, sucking, not sucking. Holy shit, this song is such a banger. What even is a good top deck? A bounce land? Not really. There has to be a good top deck somewhere in my deck. Having to pay for a Pact sucks. They should make you able to not pay for a Pact if you have a good reason not to. I think I'm short 1 mana. Unless... Yeah, I think I can't win, unfortunately. They can Gorayos again. Did they pick up Gorayos? Force of Negation, Fotzis, Atraxa in the first one. I guess they don't have another Gorayos necessarily. Attack Mirrorpool Titan. I'm short mana on that. I think we just do this and hope for the best. Bounce Land and Skyline Cascade. Dobra, GG's. Miała jeszcze konsigna z dupy trzeciego w ojcu. Kahira the Orphan Guard. Opponent last spotted playing Ponza. Allegedly a good matchup, but you can lose it, I'm sure. Especially if you keep this hand, 2 basics in hand already, Dryad Arbor. No redeeming qualities, 2 big monsters. GG's. Bad hand. How many rounds is this? 7? 6 out of 7? 6, 7. Do I tend to keep 2 landers with Saga / Amulet and no bounce, and if it doesn't have green mana? Let me think about this for a moment. This hand I'll keep, for example, if that helps you. Probably should put back the Shifting Woodland. Whoa, welcome Raiders, thank you for the big raid Amazonian. I'm on a draw, I should put back a land, I think. It's pretty bad to put back a land against Ponza anyway, but... Put back Spelunking, you say. Hello, okay. I guess you might be right. I think you are right, actually. No. Yeah, I just stood up. What am I doing here? I guess actually I'm doing this. The monkey is a bit of a meme. But it's like, it's not too bad, it's like an efficient removal spell. How do I keep track of mana? Oh, that's horrible. Well, you simply just keep track. I have a pen, I have a piece of paper, and I write down the mana symbols. Like, it's probably better to write a small table and just like write out how many cards, how many mana of each color you have, but it's actually way more convenient for me to do it slightly differently, where I actually just, if I add green to my mana pool, I'll just add, whoa, that's the wrong target for sure, right? Should target my basic. Now you can't use demolition field. Oh, rumbling. Drawing the Grazers against High Noon is pretty powerful. But in reverse. Does the dog get along with the cats? Well, not at all. Well, I guess not at all. Not really. So one of the cats is unfortunately dead now. There is just a fool like Buka has passed away. Or rather has been put down. Unfortunately, she was too sick. Oh, we have Wrath? I guess I have another Spelunking, it's not too bad. We sweep the High Noon as well, that's convenient. Oh. But yeah, Tofulek doesn't really get that along that well with Theo, and just Theo, well, they don't hate each other, just Theo chases the cats very often. And it seems not necessarily consensual. Not necessarily always consensual, I would say. Because Tofulek doesn't want to be chased. I'm known for my excellent timing. I guess they don't know I have a 4th land, so that's why they do it. Yeah, the Wrath was a lifesaver. Should I Colossus? In Colossus with 6 bounce lands. 8, 10, 4, 8. I think it might actually be correct. Well, I'll get Vestige, but first I cast Explore. And then I cast Titan. And Titan gets Crumbling Vestige and Bounce Land now. Probably should get a Coin Deeps, right? There's a Vestige in my GY. So what was the question about mulligans that Lizard asked? Do I keep 2 landers with Saga? It's pretty hard for me to answer that because I kinda... I rarely think about my hands as X-landers. Maybe I get hit by Mana Thief, that would suck. Oh, okay. Saga Amulet 2-lander without green. Like with Mycosynth Gardens? Yeah, I tend to keep that. If drawing a bounce land means I'll win on turn 3, then it can definitely be a keep. I'm not sure I should bring a 3/3. Because they actually kill monsters pretty well. Dryad Arbor, I think, is a little bit dog shit. A little bit too bad. Vexing Bauble, I'm not really a fan of. Uncastable 3/3. Well, it's very castable. They make me search my forests, right? Am I still confident in Scapeshift being a 4-off in the deck without Lotus Field? I think it's not ideal. I'm pretty confident. And I wish there was a better way, I guess. Like, it's great, but it has annoying downsides that are like more pronounced than they were. When I tried playing without Scapeshift in various matchups, the issue was that I just didn't really know how to win. And Scapeshift just kind of wins. So if you think of it this way, that Scapeshift is a seething song, but it's also your past in flames at the same time. That is kind of nice, right? Maybe I should play 62, that way I'll draw basics less often. So yeah, like, just basically like non-Scapeshift ways. I just couldn't really find a way that would actually win games. I mean, this hand is good if I draw a bounce land. So it's like pretty close to going to a casino, and casinos are fun. Why was the Zorb cut? I just don't find it to be necessary. You don't need to infinitely loop to win most games. You can still infinitely loop when needed. High Noon. Mill Forest, really sad. The High Noon is a bit annoying. I thought it's gonna be less annoying. But it's definitely a problem. It's not a problem. Seems like they don't have the land free at the very least to kill my amulets, which is awesome. Oh, they do have a land number free, just it's a shit land. So I think I should play Amulet and pass. Next turn, I guess I can't even Scapeshift. So it's a bit tricky, but we'll see. Next turn, get Monkey. Wow, actually playing a ritual that ramps me, crazy. Too bad I don't have any reaction speed spells to play. I think it might be viable to summon the monkey and kill Hainun now. At the same time, they suffer from the Hainun as well. It could also be viable to play Spelunking. I think that could be a really good line if I draw a bounce land, a Vestige in the near future. Bring up the Hainun and they get to like spam the Cleansing Wildfires. They did not draw any Field of Ruins, so they will have trouble spending their mana. Just 1/2 mana cycling card per turn. And Scapeshift will ignore High Noon if I Scapeshift off enough lands, and enough probably is 3 or 4 in this spot. Also, Spelunking makes it so that if they want to sweep, they have to sweep away the High Noon. This is not perfect for me if that happens, but could be way worse. Alright, maybe they'll kill the Vestige. Any reason to put the Echoing Deeps into play now? No, I can just put it into play as Shifting Woodland next turn. I mean, a 4 life, but I don't care. Also, Mycosynth Gardens you can save from being targeted, which pushes them to targeting Vestige. 4 mana. Is that really rough? That's crazy. Chat, do you think they'll kill their High Noon? Okay, they managed not to. I think Price of Freedom it is not still saved, but Cleansing Wildfire you can save, yes. So, if I do Echoing Deeps as Vestige, which is not possible because there's no Vestige in the graveyard, then that would be 5 mana, Scapeshift, Boseiju free bounce land, 7 mana, 8 mana, pick up Boseiju, kill Hainun, play Analyst, return lands. That should be a winning play. Unfortunately, it is also not a legal one. Therefore, how about summoning the monkey and not targeting the High Noon? That play is kinda weak to erode, but not that much, frankly. I mean, I have to summon the monkey, right? I put it in my deck for a reason. And I play the Mirrorpool. Like, if the upkeep eroded, that's really not bad for me. That's really not bad. The land destruction deck is so goofy. Which deck is more opening hand based? The land destruction deck or the Cosmogoyf deck? Discuss. Price of Freedom. That's your only spell, buddy. The monkey is sorcerer speed only, right? Yes. 3 mana. Pick up Kahira. GG's. Whoa. GG's. I got outplayed. Unless... Yeah, I think the matchup is really good. It's like actually... I think it's actually a great matchup, frankly. That's what people say. Like, funnily, the land deck versus the, like, land destruction deck. I mean, if you think about it, you have, like, a reanimate all lands card, and their entire plan is kill all lands.com. Do the erodes and solitudes do anything in the matchup? They do a little bit. They can be definitely good in some spots, but overall, not much. They are really good if there is a rest in peace in play. Like Terry Butt said that High Noon is their best card. I disagree. I think rest in peace is way better. And rest in peace actually makes it so that the removal can be valid in life. And they can definitely just happen to draw like 5 removal spells and then rest in peace. If they cut off your access to an infinite, then it turns out that you have 3 monsters in your deck and they have 5 removal spells in hand. You are never winning the game. GG's. So sometimes the game can end in that state. But if it doesn't, then it's good. Actually, I wouldn't want to mill Colossus. That would be annoying, so I'll start with Colossus. Like, I'm clearly winning. Sorry, Mr. Beast. Do you actually go infinite without Zuran Orb? Yes, you do. The infinite is like draw a bunch of cards with Colossus, Scapeshift, copy Scapeshift with Mirrorpool, and then you have an actual infinite of Mirrorpool activations. It might be a little bit hard to set up sometimes, because to get there you often would want to copy your Colossus, and the erodes and paths make it so that that part might be hard. But like, if you need to, you can probably get there. It's also like mostly irrelevant in most games you can play with this deck, but yeah, sometimes can matter. Copy Mirrorpool. Ooh, yeah, you're looping Analyst with Scapeshift on the stack, and that way you can make infinites of any creatures and infinite channels and infinite channels. Yeah, basically that. Just channels and mirror pools. Let's top 8 the challenge. On the play, hopefully my opponent is not playing the Cosmoglyph deck, and I guess I'll keep. Do I still have problems with the timer? No. I stopped. Ever since I cut Zuran Orb. Because it was only a problem with Zuran Orb. Ley line. Okay, so that's gonna be a devoted druid deck. I might actually... Maybe I was supposed to lead on Mirrorpool. Then turn to Saga, Spelunking Saga. That probably was better. Could be the Elf Ball. Yeah, Elf Ball for sure, buddy. That sounds like a reasonable deck name that exists. A chuj wie tam. Tak se postavíme. Życie medżolowca, au, gram se w karty i chuj. Au. 3 mana for my opponent. Do I think that the cat girl is going to steal your wife? I don't think so, no. But also I don't understand the context of your message and which one and how. Oj tam, chuj. Guess we're gonna die next turn. I'm guessing. I don't have a buff in at my place. I haven't had a buff tab in my home since I moved out from my mom's house, which had a buff tab, but I don't think we ever had a carp there. But we did visit our family, and they typically did. Whoa, Nature's Rhythm. Having flashback, pretty nice when like the front side finds you infinite mana. I assume they have something in their deck. What is Tofulag up to? He's zooming. He just woke up and is in a very energetic mood. They play one hoof. I believe you. Let's bring the members. And then what? Maybe Gorilla for the leyline. Don't you want to see their win con? They had the win con in play, they had the leyline. I've seen that deck before. It plays the Crater Hoof. Typically. And some random monsters, I don't know, maybe Ballista or not, I don't care. I think I'll just bring 2 dismembers on the play. Might be a Force of Vigor deck, which would be unpleasant. Deep cause for concern. Ale gówno. Ale wykurwista ręka. Oh. Yeah. I guess if my microphone doesn't work, I can just sing without feeling shy about it. Yeah. I said yeah. What's yeah. Ooh, oh my God, is it though? Oh, this revelation. Oh my God, is a ooh. 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 Oh my God, do I try? I tried my death all in this installation. Oh my God, do I pray? Player on leyline. And I'm feeling a little peculiar. Tivar. Take a deep breath and I get real high. Scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? Yeah. I said hi. What's going on? And I said, hey. I said, hey. What's going on? Aye. What's going on? Hey. Yeah. In this institution. What's going on in this installation? Test. Alright, chat, I just unplugged my microphone cable. It should be recording now without issues. As I was saying, it's like unplugs when I move my desk. It's some shitty connection. Let's kill Tivar. And then what? And then win, probably. Maybe bounce the delightful halflings. They have 2 mana and not 5. Is that meaningful? Seems nice. Next turn, I already have Mirrorpool in place, so I can copy Titan and get to Colossus some way. One way or another. Hello test. Whoa, what a weird robotic voice. Hello Odbjur. Dobra, is good now. Is it me or he sounds weird? Whoa. Way to make me self-conscious about my voice. Maybe on the draw I would like a third Grazer over the Explorer. Hashtag advanced play draw sideboarding. They said GLHF, I did not message them back at the beginning of the match, so I just responded to them. Force good here for L'Eglise. It might be good, yeah. It seems like the only target though. But on the draw might be valuable. Yeah, I guess let's do it. For L'Eglise. L'Eglise. L'Eglise d'Amponière. Whoa, we can Boseiju ley lines for days. This hand doesn't feel great. Saga into Rumble. It feels like I could easily die before I do anything. And seems like there's like low upside. What, like I can't really even top deck anything to make this hand giga great. It's gonna be at the very best turn 3 win against no interaction. Mulligan. Chuja na mnie kładł. Nie będę śpiewał, bo to jest niezgodne z moimi przekonaniami. I'll keep this and maybe win turn 3 if I get a bit lucky. Whoa! Tofulek. Splatter technique by Tofulek on my desk. Jajca kołysam. Blech. I mean, I will not have enough lands in play. And I cut some Groizers. So it's going to be... and the Explorer as well, so I will never make land drops. I mean, I guess I go GSZ Arbor next turn, but I only have 2 lands when I'm scape shifting, that's sad. Maybe if I draw Spelunking into... ooh, Capster. 3 mana from the Nurturing Peatland. The mana situation is getting out of control. Jedziemy na narty. Time to check my tiebreaker, I think. Oh, it's not particularly high. GG's. Devoted Druid doesn't seem like a great matchup. Maybe if I had 3 Dismembers, then I could reasonably win games on the draw. Although, you know, my opponent just has so much mana turn 2 already. Like turn 3 they will just probably be able to explode and play anything they have in their hand. Nature's Rhythm for a hate card of anything, a disenchant monster, and it seems pretty hard to win on the draw. Even if like they search for a druid now and I would kill it. They always open the game with the ley line, true. Yeah, surely their deck is worse with no ley line. And then first to draw Sep's ley line. Time to put wipes back in the side. I don't think board wipes would be particularly great here, too expensive. Too late. Like imagine I have a board wipe in my hand. Costs 3 mana. 2 of its Pyroclasm. Need Dismember. Well, I would not be able to cast a Pyroclasm, right? That's the thing. Dryad Arbor. Perfect. I wanted to GSZ for that. I guess we can do... Test. I guess I have to finish my stream soon because... thankfully I'm losing. Just elves in hand, even if they have just elves. I don't know if I beat that. Yostavium. If I draw an amulet, maybe I can win. That could be a way to emerge victorious. Nature's Rhythm. That alone turns all the monsters into really big monsters, and also you get to flashback Rhythm for any creature from the deck. Which means all creatures are in my opponent's hand, basically. X equals 3. Sasquatch. I wish Lotus Field was legal, things would be easier. They have Leyline in play, chat. Leyline is a secret mana sink. You know this, but it has an ability. 8 mana, put a counter on each creature you control. Devoted Druid makes infinite mana, so it's infinite counters on all the monsters. So they attack with 3 infinite big guys versus 1 blocker. Don't you still lose here with Lotus in the deck? No, because then I play the 3rd Dismember and then I dismember the Druid and I win with the Lotus Fields. Bro, what part of that do you not understand? Like, what's so hard to get it? There were some games that I lost because I did not have Lotus Fields in my deck today. So, given that my tiebreaker is pretty dog shit, seems like we are out and we did not top 8 today. But it's been a nice challenge. Let's finish the Cosmogoyfich League in the meanwhile.